Come on, seriously. Don't you get tired of hearing some software companies saying they have something totally new, totally different, and when you look at it, it's the same as all the other packages. The buttons and sliders may be different, but it's still the same interface. We are a world that's developing artificial intelligence, smart technology in everything. We apply smart technology in business software, cell phones, toys, even children's software. And yet music production software is still being built on ideas from 1989 with the tedious nature of the track interface. No sir, the goal has been simple: make the software smarter. Less time fumbling with the track interface means more time focused on the music. Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why they call this a piano roll and not just a pattern sequencer? Look at this. It was a roll of paper that played a piano based upon the pattern punched in the paper. Detroit's Edwin Scott Body invented the pianola in his home workshop. Edwin Welp introduced the perforated paper roll in Germany a year after. Body was awarded his patent in May 22, 1900s. Many scholars believe there were 4 primary eras in the history of sound production recordings. From 1877 to 1925, the acoustic era. From 1925 to 1945, the electrical era. 1945 to 1975 brought about the magnetic era. And multi-track recording became famous. Now sounds captured on tape could easily be manipulated. 1975 introduced the digital era, which is where we are today. So let's move on to DAWs, Digital Audio Workstation, aka music creation software as we know it today. The 1980s spawned consumer-grade computers in the form of Commodore, Atari, etc. The birth of MIDI occurred in 1983, and in 1985 Atari released the ST model of their computer, MIDI support. Steinberg led the pack with Pro 16 tracks. Very interesting how they put music together using these packages. Around 1989, there came Hybrid Arts Ludwig to mix it up a bit. But it was also 1989 that changed how those current DAWs would look and feel. Steinberg threw away the book of the current look and feels and created Steinberg Qubit, aka Cubase 1, the introduction of the track interface. The industry followed the lead. It was 2001 that broke the 11-year gap for Steinberg's 1989 track interface, though. In 2001, Ableton threw out the book and broke the mold with software that looked and felt like no other software on the market. It quickly made users and software developers realize there wasn't just one way of making music. Now being used everywhere, and again, few companies followed their lead. And here we are today, 2017, 16 years, and no other company has decided to be as creative as Ableton and added significant change to the way we create music. I was annoyed that these packages were so dumb. I'll explain that in a moment. So I decided to throw away the book as well. Just like Ableton, I decided to show the world there were other ways to make music. My focus was to make the software smarter. We will remove the idiosyncrasies of the track interface completely. No more aligning clips, no more copying clips across a track, no more scanning down multiple tracks to look for an instrument, no more bundling around to create groups and sends. Furthermore, with that in mind, I decided to make the software a little more powerful. Furthermore, with that in mind, I decided to make the software a little more powerful. As if there was no such thing as plugins or MIDI. Therefore, would need to create music without MIDI, VST, and VSTI, so I held off on that particular feature. I needed to keep my ideas low profile, so I followed the lead of the auto industry, like how you would see Ford covering a car with a blanket at a test track, so their competitors don't see its particular features. I placed this powerful engine in a Pinto, the prototype and beta, so the only ones to turn their heads would be those curious or those directly following what I was doing. Here's why they should have been following. I threw out the common single mixer engine used in music creation software today. I created a master controller that generates 1 to 1,000 mixers on the fly. Each mixer works on a section of the track that can be 1 to 16 bars. Each mixer is placed in focus utilizing a timeline. The engine just became intelligent. It knows the size of the section and therefore auto-aligns, auto-fills, auto-time stretches its samples. You just click and load a 2-bar wave or MIDI loop, and Harmony duplicates it to 8 bars. The engine just became efficient, lowering CPU usage because it's not managing the whole piece, only a section. Each mixer sequentially attaches to the controls, which means each section has its own channel settings such as volume, pans, filters, and sends. Each mixer relays a melody from a pattern sequencer to each track it maintains, known as a sampler. The sampler beat maps PCM data, WAV, MP3, OGG files, and pitches each section to match the melody. The engine just became powerful, treating samples like MIDI files, and to match the current scale you are working on. And Harmony stores 408 scales. Beta testers tested music creation. Add a drum loop, add a section, add a melodic element, create a melody, resample, add more elements. They follow the master harmony. What does this give us? It gives us productivity. A musical piece was created and its parts separated. 3 verses, 3 hooks. Tested against FL Studios, Ableton, and Sony, and Harmony rebuilt the song in 52 seconds compared to the time of the other packages, which was 3 to 5 minutes. What this proved is how much time is wasted aligning clips on a track, scrolling down tracks, duplicating samples to meet bar counts. You are managing sections such as chorus hooks, intros, outros, etc. on a non-sectional interface. In Harmony, you click a section and copy and paste. 1.5 seconds. How fast can you do that on a track interface? You in Harmony Unleashed. Beta testers for NHarmony, don't panic. More power, but everything is in the same place. Here is your control buttons. Here are your quick edit buttons. The pop-up edit menu is gone, opting for the edit buttons here. The Harmony sequencer is here. The track viewer is here. For those that don't know, this highlighted bar shows what section of the track will be worked on. There are a few minor edit options that we allow to go on the track viewer. The lines are the timelines, showing where you are time-wise in the piece you are working on. Now let's draw out the power. The window here will display the pattern if you have an instrument with its own melody. Input. Let's skip this one a minute. Output. Everything about NHarmony is for quick action. Here you click and you send the signal to 1, 2 of 4 auxiliaries. You get to the auxiliaries by clicking here. At the top you will see where you load your filters. Each auxiliary can be sent to another auxiliary. Once everything is loaded and set, you simply close it up. There's no reason to have it open unless you need to fine-tune. And if you do, it's only a click away. Oh, one special note. You can toggle a dry or wet mix instantly by clicking on the bypassing button, which will bypass the filters. Bass and treble. Only because I'm an old school mixer console kind of guy. Pan and send. I decided not to worry about the gain and audio bar guides, opting for a digital board feel. Exact settings. Now to the input. An input signal can be PCM, MIDI samples, a device like microphones, and one more thing. A few producers mentioned it would be nice if you could quickly create groupings. I read an article about one of these celebrities. They had 3 mixers, 4 sound engineers. Each mixer plugged into the main mixer, one for drums, one for vocals, etc. Each engineer managed his own, and the main guy handled the main. As you recall, NHarmony dynamically creates mixers. Here's your grouping in 3 clicks. You get a sub-mixer. The channels are almost identical. The main difference is the 2 channels on the side. You will notice it pulls up the channel it is assigned to. If you wish to listen only to the sub-mixer instead of closing it out, you simply click Solo, which is reflected on the actual channel. Remote control. The master gain is also pulled up in case it needs to be fine-tuned. Once you load your element, simply close the panel out. To get to it again, simply click the load button. To remove the mixer, just click detach. Someone mentioned it only has 8 tracks. Not true. Each section you add creates 8 more channels, which is 8 more tracks. So if you have 10 sections, it's really 80 tracks. If you need more in a section, since each channel can manage a sub-mixer, you can have up to 64 channels in each section. Recording. Click recording. This is on my laptop, so I only have 2 input devices. It lights up red as armed. Some of you have expressed you like the simple beat maker design. We will keep it with some enhancements. The controls may change. For now, treble, bass, pan, add more treble or remove some, etc. In keys, I wanted to keep it clean and simple. It has a few features. 1, if you're not sure about what scale you're in, you can toggle the scale and work safely. 2, instrument hot list. The button can be programmed for your favorites. Just simply click the button. To load this panel, you just click here. I still need to play with this. It was free. Finally, there's an autosave setting for every MIDI melody you create. It creates a PCM set, so you can reuse the sample later in the harmonizer, recycling your creations. NHarmony is based upon efficiency. To be more productive, everything is only a click away. Everything is neatly tucked away, keeping your workspace clean and your focus on listening to the music, not fiddling around with the track interface. But you can always check on the results by clicking on the track viewer. NHarmony was designed to create music. Now listen, if you're going to be a beta tester, know this. NHarmony is in its infancy. It can only get better. If you think something could work more smoothly, let me know. The Facebook page will always be monitored. If you want to be a beta tester, make a comment here. I hope to release the test version in about 21 days.